Welcome to All Sorts Podcast,
Mm-hmm.
where we take a deep dive into fascinating topics.
Yeah.
Today, we're heading to the frozen Arctic to explore the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, sometimes called the Doomsday Vault.
Right. Right.
We got a whole stack of articles and resources about this incredible place, and we're here to unpack it all for you.
That sounds great.
It'll be like your own little briefing on this global treasure trove of seeds.
The audacity of the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
It's a real monument to our understanding of just how fragile life is
Mm-hmm.
and our determination to safeguard it against, almost anything,
Right.
anything you can imagine.
I'm trying to picture this vault like buried deep inside this mountain on this remote Norwegian island.
Mm-hmm. Spitsbergen.
Spitsbergen.
Yeah.
It sounds like something straight out of like a movie or something.
It does. And the visual is equally striking.
Oh, really?
You got this stark concrete wedge jutting out from the snowy landscape.
Wow.
But, it's what's inside that really captures the imagination. This collection, over 1.3 million seed varieties from almost every country in the world,
Oh, wow.
all carefully packaged and stored at negative 18 degrees Celsius.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get lost in just the sheer scale of it all.
Right.
But can you tell us a bit more about the why behind it?
Sure. Imagine a catastrophic event wipes out a crucial food crop,
Right.
a natural disaster, or a global conflict. Without a backup, we risk losing those varieties forever.
Oh, wow.
The seed vault is that backup.
Like an insurance policy for a food supply.
Yeah, a global insurance policy for the food supply.
So it's not just about protecting seeds just for the sake of protecting seeds.
No.
It's about making sure that we have the diversity
Absolutely.
that we'll need to adapt to whatever the future holds.
That's exactly it.
Whatever it throws at us.
Yeah, diversity is key to meeting all these challenges that we're facing.
Like climate change.
Yeah, climate change, a growing population,
Yeah.
and the need for more resilient and nutritious crops.
Makes sense. So the seed vault ensures that even if the worst happens,
Right.
we don't lose that diversity.
Right.
It's like a safety net for humanity's agricultural heritage.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. It's also a reminder that we're not alone in this.
Yeah.
Over 100 countries have deposited seeds in the vault.
Wow.
Recognizing that food security is a global issue
Right.
requires global cooperation.
It really is a powerful symbol of how interconnected we are.
Yeah, it is.
But I've also read that the seed vault isn't just about safeguarding against these like global catastrophes.
Right.
It's also about protecting against more like localized threats
Yeah.
that these gene banks might face all over the world.
Yeah, so these gene banks, which are basically repositories for genetic material,
Mm-hmm.
they're often vulnerable to things like natural disasters or conflict or even just lack of funding.
Right.
So the seed vault acts as a backup for these gene banks,
Mhm.
ensuring that even if something happens to their collections, those seeds aren't lost forever.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It really highlights the importance of having a secure and centralized backup
Yeah.
for such a vital resource.
Mhm.
I remember reading about how the Syrian civil war threatened the Icarta seed bank in Aleppo,
Oh, yeah.
and they had to withdraw seeds from Svalbard
Right.
just to restart their collection.
Yeah, that's a perfect example
That's a good one.
of the very real threats that exist to our agricultural heritage,
Right.
even in the 21st century.
Scary to think about.
Yeah.
So coming back to the seed vault itself,
Right.
how does it actually work?
Well, the seeds are dried and cleaned and packaged in
Mhm.
special foil packets to minimize moisture, and then they're sealed in these boxes.
Okay.
And then these boxes are placed on shelves
Okay.
within 3 large underground vaults,
Wow.
kept at a constant temperature of negative 18 degrees Celsius.
Sounds like the ultimate deep freezer.
You could say that.
Yeah.
And the location itself is also crucial.
Right.
The vault's built 130 meters inside a sandstone mountain on Spitsbergen, which is located within the Arctic Circle. So the permafrost,
Yeah.
or permanently frozen ground,
Right.
provides natural insulation,
Oh, wow.
ensures those seeds stay frozen even if the power goes out.
So even without human intervention,
Mm-hmm.
it's essentially a natural icebox.
Right, a natural icebox.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But with all these seeds from all over the world,
Mm-hmm.
how do they keep track of who owns what?
That's where the black box system comes in.
Okay.
Only the depositor, meaning the country or organization that sent the seeds,
Okay.
has access to them.
So it's like a global seed library.
Yeah.
Where everyone keeps their own books safe.
Right.
but readily available if they need them.
Exactly.
But doesn't that raise some interesting questions
It does, yeah.
about trust and international cooperation?
Yeah, it absolutely does. The Seed Vault operates on this principle of shared responsibility, but also recognizes the importance of national sovereignty over genetic resources.
Yeah.
It's a very delicate balance.
I bet there are a lot of international agreements and protocols in place to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, and it's constantly evolving as we learn more about the challenges of preserving biodiversity and ensuring food security in a changing world.
Yeah. This black boxes system really is intriguing.
Yeah.
I'm curious to learn more about its implications. But before we delve into that, maybe we can talk about how the Seed Vault is designed to withstand pretty much anything.
Okay.
I mean, it's called the Doomsday Vault for a reason.
Right. That nickname does capture the imagination.
Yeah.
But it also underscores the vault's purpose. It's designed to withstand earthquakes, nuclear war.
Oh, wow.
And even the effects of climate change.
Sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
Right.
Can you give us a sense of, like, the engineering feats?
Oh, yeah. It's remarkable.
Involved in making this vault so indestructible?
Yeah. The vault's built deep inside a mountain.
Okay.
With reinforced concrete walls and multiple layers of security.
Wow.
The entrance is protected by airtight doors. And the entire facility is monitored 24/7.
Oh, wow.
For any signs of trouble.
They even considered an asteroid hit.
They even considered the potential threat of a direct asteroid hit.
That's taking it to a whole other level.
It is.
But even with all these precautions, there have been some challenges, right?
Right.
Like, I'm thinking about that incident in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
When melting permafrost caused water to breach the entrance tunnel.
Yeah, that was a real wake-up call.
I bet.
Even though, thankfully, no seeds were damaged.
That's good.
Yeah. But it did highlight the fact that even the most robust human-made structures are vulnerable to the forces of nature.
Especially in a rapidly changing climate. So it's a reminder that even our best efforts to safeguard the future might not be enough if we don't address the root causes of climate change.
Absolutely. The Seed Vault is a vital backup plan, but it's not a substitute for tackling the underlying problem.
Right. It's not a magical solution.
It's not.
We can't just deposit seeds in a vault
No.
and assume everything's going to be fine.
No. It requires ongoing monitoring adaptation and a global commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
I think it's time for us to maybe delve a little deeper into the challenges facing the Seed Vault.
Okay.
And explore what its existence tells us about humanity's relationship with nature.
That's a great idea. The Seed Vault is much more than just a storage facility.
Right.
It's a reflection of our hopes and fears, our ingenuity, and our responsibility to future generations.
It really is a story full of complexities and contradictions.
Yep.
And speaking of stories, I know there's a fascinating way for our listeners to experience this Svalbard Global Seed Vault without having to brave the Arctic chill.
You're talking about the Seed Vault virtual tour, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It allows you to explore this incredible facility from the comfort of your own home.
I love that.
It's a truly immersive experience, and we highly recommend checking it out. But before you do, let's take a moment to unpack that 2016 permafrost incident.
Right.
And what it might signal about the future of the Seed Vault and our planet as a whole.
Okay. You know that 2016 incident with the melting permafrost and the water seeping into the entrance tunnel?
Yeah.
Really underscores how interconnected everything is on this planet.
It's like even in this remote, seemingly impregnable location, we're not immune to climate change.
Precisely. And the predictions for future warming in Svalbard and the wider Arctic region are pretty concerning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, scientists estimate that by the end of the century, average temperatures in Svalbard could rise by 7 to 10 degrees Celsius.
Wow. That's huge.
It is. What would that mean for the permafrost?
Right.
And by extension, the Seed Vault.
Yeah.
Well, permafrost is basically ground that's been frozen for at least 2 years.
Okay.
As temperatures rise, the permafrost thaws.
Right.
And the ground becomes unstable. And remember, the Seed Vault is built 130 meters deep.
Yeah.
Inside a mountain, relying on that frozen ground.
For stability.
For stability and for natural insulation.
So ironically, the very thing that the seed vault is designed to help us adapt to,
Right.
climate change, could pose a threat.
It's a paradox, isn't it?
It is.
It highlights that we can't just rely on technological solutions like the seed vault
Right.
to solve these complex problems like climate change.
Yeah, we have to address the root causes.
Exactly.
Right? It's not a set it and forget it solution.
Right.
We can't just deposit seeds in a vault and assume everything will be fine.
No, it requires constant monitoring, adaptation, and a global commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
Absolutely.
No.
And it also raises some interesting ethical questions.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Well, like who decides which seeds are preserved?
Right.
How do we ensure equitable access to these resources in the future?
Yeah, these are really complex issues.
With no easy answers.
No easy answers. It's easy to get caught up in this awe-inspiring technology,
Right.
and this grand vision of the seed vault. But we can't lose sight of the human element.
These are decisions that will impact people's lives, their livelihoods,
Absolutely.
their cultures.
It underscores the importance of having diverse voices
Yeah.
and perspectives involved in this conversation.
Right.
We need scientists, policymakers, farmers, indigenous communities. Everyone needs to have a seat at the table.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And the choices we make today will have these ripple effects for generations to come.
Absolutely.
But shifting gears a bit,
Yeah.
what truly fascinates me about the seed vault is what it reveals about us,
What do you mean?
about us as a species.
Okay.
Well, on the one hand, it's a testament to our ingenuity, our ability to come together and create something remarkable.
Yeah.
This is a project of unprecedented scale and complexity.
It is.
But on the other hand, it's a reflection of our anxieties, our deep-seated fear that we might be on the brink of destroying
Right.
the very things that sustain it.
It's this powerful duality, isn't it?
It is.
Hope and fear, innovation and vulnerability.
All intertwined in this one extraordinary project.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, what are the stories behind these seeds? What are the journeys that they've taken to end up in this frozen sanctuary at the top of the world?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Each seed in that vault represents this unique piece of agricultural heritage, a story of human innovation and adaptation spanning centuries.
Think about the farmers who carefully selected and saved seeds
Right.
over generations.
Right.
The scientists who painstakingly bred these new varieties. The cultures that developed unique culinary traditions
Yeah.
based on these crops.
It's a living tapestry.
It is.
Woven from the threads of human history, ingenuity, and resilience.
And it's all encapsulated in these tiny, seemingly unassuming seeds.
That's mind-boggling.
It is. And it reminds me of a story I read about the Vavilov Research Institute
Oh, yeah, in St. Petersburg?
in St. Petersburg. During the siege of Leningrad in World War II,
Oh, wow.
this group of scientists refused to eat the seeds in their collection, even though they were starving.
Wow.
They chose to protect those seeds, knowing that they held the key to the future.
That's a powerful testament to how important it is to us to
Yeah.
preserve our agricultural heritage.
Even in the face of unimaginable hardship,
Yeah,
it's both inspiring and heartbreaking.
it is.
And it really underscores the immense responsibility we have to safeguard these resources for future generations.
We're not just stewards of these seeds. We're stewards of the stories they represent, the knowledge they contain, the potential they hold
Yeah.
for nourishing and sustaining life on Earth.
And speaking of stories we mentioned earlier, there's a fantastic way for our listeners
Yeah.
to experience the Svalbard Global Seed Vault without having to travel to the Arctic.
You mean the Seed Vault virtual tour?
The Seed Vault virtual tour.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a really immersive experience.
It is.
Allows you to explore the vault's icy tunnels.
Right.
See the rows and rows of these neatly stacked seed boxes
Mm-hmm.
and get a sense of the sheer scale and significance
Yeah.
of this global endeavor.
It's a great way to delve deeper into this story and connect with the global community that's working to safeguard our agricultural heritage.
It's a must-see for anyone interested in food sustainability
Right.
or simply the awe-inspiring power of human collaboration.
Yeah.
But as we wrap up our deep dive into the Svalbard Global Seed Vault,
Right.
I think it's worth pausing to reflect on what this project
Yeah.
tells us about our relationship with nature. We've been talking about these seeds and vaults and the future of food.
Yeah, but the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, it really transcends all of that.
Yeah, it forces us to confront some pretty deep questions.
Like what?
About our place in the world.
Yeah.
Our responsibility to future generations and the fragility of these ecosystems that sustain us.
It's a stark reminder that we're part of nature, not separate from it.
Right.
And our actions have consequences.
Yeah, not just for ourselves, but for everything.
For the whole web of life.
Yeah. We often think about technology as a way to, control nature.
Right.
To bend it to our will.
But the Seed Vault kind of flips that narrative on its head.
It does. Instead of trying to dominate nature, we're acknowledging its power and the limits of our own control.
We're building a fortress to protect ourselves from the very forces we've unleashed.
It's humbling.
It is.
It makes me think about deep time,
Deep time.
That vast expanse of time that stretches way beyond human comprehension.
Right. The Seed Vault is designed to last for centuries, even millennia.
Yeah, it's a testament to our desire to leave a legacy, to reach out across time and connect with future generations.
We're planting seeds of hope, quite literally.
Yeah.
In the hope that someone will be there to harvest them.
To carry the torch of knowledge and biodiversity forward.
It's a profound act of faith in the future.
It really is. It makes you wonder what those future generations will think of us.
Right. What will they make of this vault that we've built?
Yeah, this monument to our anxieties and our aspirations.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll see it as a symbol of our resilience,
Yeah.
Our determination to learn from our mistakes and create a better future.
I like that. I hope so. And I hope they see it as a reminder that we're not alone in this.
Yeah.
That even facing these huge challenges, we can work together to protect what matters.
The Seed Vault is proof that collaboration is possible.
Yeah.
That shared responsibility can work.
It shows that a global community can be united by a common goal.
It's a powerful story.
It's a story worth sharing. A story that transcends borders and ideologies.
Absolutely.
And speaks to something deep within us all.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, we want to leave you with this thought. What seeds of hope will you plant today?
What actions will you take to nurture a more sustainable future?
For yourself, for your community, for the generations to come.
And remember, you can explore the Seed Vault virtually through the Seed Vault virtual tour.
Yeah, check it out.
An amazing experience. We highly recommend it.
Definitely.
Well, if you enjoyed this journey to the heart of the Arctic, where we explored the captivating story of the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, be sure to subscribe to the All Sorts podcast. For more deep dives into the fascinating corners of our world.
You can find us on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Threads.
Yeah. Share the knowledge, and join us as we continue to explore all sorts of captivating topics.
Definitely.
Until next time, keep those minds curious, those hearts adventurous, and those imaginations ignited.